Alki. Long time no speak.
Been ages, hasn't it? How you doing?
I'm really well. And
Excellent.
I think you saw it before me. Which show did you go to?
I went to the Adelaide show, which was on the 18th.
Oh, the Adelaide show.
Yeah.
Is it a good venue down there at Adelaide?
It is actually, yeah. It's an entertainment centre, so it's pretty big.
So do you happen to know, is it as big as like Sydney and Melbourne, for example?
I don't know. No, I don't even know. Off the top of my head, I don't even know how many people it holds, to be honest. But
yeah.
It's. I don't think it's as big as the Sydney one. I think that I've been to the Sydney Entertainment Centre a couple of times, and
that's all right. There'll be someone out there who can write to me. What's the capacity of the Adelaide Centre where Kylie performed Attention to? It'd be interesting to know. Did you have good seats?
We went VIP, so we were kind of like on the floor, sort of close. Like we weren't close because we didn't do the standing, we didn't do the general admin. But we kind of had our seats, and we were very happy with our seats.
Well, come on. What's a VIP? I mean, I'm just a working schmo. I can't afford VIP. You have to fill me in, Alki. What do you get for a VIP package?
Well, I was a bit disappointed actually with the whole VIP experience this time around, because normally when you get like a lanyard, you get a little bit of merch that is not available to everybody else, so it makes you feel a little bit special. You get a seat that's close. So you've got your general admin, which is obviously your standing, which is right up against the stage, and then you've got your VIP, which is sort of a little bit back, so you have a seat if you don't want to stand the whole time, even though I did, which was fun because I was wearing some high-heeled boots at the time. So by the end of the night, my feet were very, very sore. But
sorry, all you get for the VIP package really is a good seat.
You get a good seat, and then you're meant to get like some merch.
But you didn't.
I didn't this time around. No, I didn't, because normally when you check in, they go, "Oh, you're VIP. Go to a spot. Oh, here, you're VIP. Here's your little VIP gift." And they didn't do it this time around. And we kind of got there. We went straight to the merch table because I wanted to check out the merch. I got some merchandise that I paid for. Like I got a couple of t-shirts. I got the tote bag. And then we went and found our seat. And then because of where our seat was, we were in the middle of the row. So by the time you sit down, you don't want to really get up and get out of your seat again. And then we noticed probably, I reckon, 10 or 15 minutes before Kylie came on, some people sat in front of us and they had the lanyards, and I was like, oh.
So why did you miss out on your lanyard?
Because they didn't direct us to the right spot.
Oh, okay. So it was an organisational thing.
Yeah. Because they should have told us, oh, you're VIP. You got to go to a check-in spot at the front of the.
Well, look, Kylie's team, if you're listening, Alki here paid. How much did you pay for a VIP?
I paid $500 per ticket.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've messaged them, my darling. I've messaged them. I've emailed them. I'm still waiting.
Really? So who do you email specifically? Frontier Touring?
I did that, and I did a bit of Googling. Well, my partner did, and there was actually a Google search that came up saying, if you didn't get your Kylie merchandise for Attention, this is the email address. So I'm thinking a lot of people missed out.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But you didn't even get an acknowledgement at this stage of your email?
No, just the generic, thank you for your email, okay. But, we're busy at the moment. There's a delay, and, I'm like, oh.
Well, I'm not going to let this rest, Alki. I will not let it rest. Okay. I won't even sleep until you get your whatever it is, lanyard, and hopefully there's a nice pen in there too.
There's meant to be like a little gift. Yeah, there's like a little Kylie tote bag, a little key ring.
Yeah.
And something else. I can't remember what, but there's something else as well.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's not the greatest stuff, and especially for $500 a pop.
Yeah.
You can't let it go.
No. Oh, I won't.
So in terms of, we all know that the stage is a runway, and then the center stage in the middle of the, whereabouts were you sort of placed?
I was sort of towards the end of that first stage. So you got the runway bit that comes out in like a T kind of section. I was sort of, if you imagine that T section, I was about 4 rows away from that.
Oh, fantastic. So you had great seats. You were a VIP. You were one of the people that I was looking at the top of your heads thinking, how dare you all be down there?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. And you were looking back up at us going, quiet, you trash. Okay.
Quiet at the back, please. Come on.
Now, before we go any further, I'm dying to find out what you thought of the show. It sounds like you took your partner, right?
I did, yeah. We went, yes.
Yeah. But I'm trying to be a game show host. We're going to play a little game very briefly called Acceptable or not acceptable?
Oh, okay.
Here we go, Alki. You ready for this?
Sure.
Is it acceptable or not acceptable to wear shorts to a Kylie concert?
Not acceptable.
Good man. You're the first person who's given me that answer. Tell us why. Why shouldn't you wear shorts to a Kylie show?
I don't know. I think it's about the atmosphere. It's about looking good for Kylie, isn't it?
Exactly
You're
right.
not going to the pub. You're not going to the local theatre or the footy show. You're going to see a Kylie Minogue concert.
Alki, you and I, high fives.
High fives.
I had Aaron. You'll hear him on the same show as you, and Aaron was saying they were designer shorts. I'm like, I don't care if you can see your legs. That's wrong.
It gives off. It doesn't. It's like, what are you wearing with the shorts? You're probably wearing like flip flops or songs or something. It's like, no.
God knows he'd probably say they were Gucci flip flops. Anyway, acceptable or not acceptable, Alki? Should people go to the bar throughout the show?
Not when she's playing, no. Not acceptable.
Well, she's playing the whole time.
Yeah, not acceptable, no.
Not acceptable. Did you do it?
No, I didn't, no.
Good man, good man.
No,
because I had a girl gang to my left, and they were having a great time, and I adored them. But my God, if they didn't go to the bar about 16 times throughout the show, not all together, but different little subgroups. Yeah. Oh God, it was annoying. Can we just slip through, sweetheart?
Yeah.
It's like, God, shut up, ladies, leave me alone. Yes. All right, acceptable or not acceptable, Alki? No Danny Minogue on stage anywhere at any Australian show, even though she attended one in Melbourne.
I was not acceptable. I was a bit upset by that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, not acceptable, Danny.
She was at the Melbourne show. She was on Instagram saying she was there.
Yep.
And when Locomotion was on, she was dancing to it right up close, and I was like, she could have got up and done a song with it. Like, I don't know. Like, it would have been something special for the Melbourne concert. Like, she was in Melbourne. She did 3 concerts. Have a little Danny. Why not?
That's it. And regular listener Matthew, he sent us a voicemail, and he said he was parked there right next to the Minogue clan, and half the time he spent looking at the Minogue clan and half the time at the stage. It was a little extra show for him. Acceptable? Acceptable or not acceptable? No songs from Let's Get To It, Impossible Princess, X, Golden, or Kiss Me Once.
Yeah, not acceptable. She did a little bit of Impossible Princess. She did a little bit of Too Far. One of the crowd at the Adelaide show, when she was doing the request bit, they were like...
Really?
Yeah, she sang like a little bit of Too Far. I was like, oh, she even did someone's birthday, and she did a bit of Wild Roses, where the Wild Roses grow. She's like about a minute and a bit for her birthday.
Yeah.
So, and I know since then, or she did at one point, she did it again. At one point.
Yeah, I didn't know she did. So there's 2 songs that I can't find on YouTube. I didn't know she did Too Far as an audience request.
Only very briefly, like really, like maybe a minute or so. It wasn't
Jesus, that'd be hard to sing. Hard to sing a cappella too. And there's also apparently in Perth she did Enjoy Yourself. I can't find that clip either.
Oh, did she? Oh, I didn't know that. That would have been cool.
I've been searching like a mongrel on YouTube. Final acceptable or not acceptable? Jazzy P appearing at a London show.
Acceptable? Yeah.
You'd be excited about that?
Oh, I wouldn't mind that. Why not? Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I'm hoping for that very much. I mean, look, it's by the way, it's not a rumor, folks. It's one that if it is a rumor, I started it.
You started it? Fair enough.
There's absolutely no evidence that it's happening. Thank you for playing, Alki.
My pleasure, not a problem.
Hi, this isn't Kylie Minogue, and I love listening to Time to Talk.
It's over to you now, my friend. I want to know all about your experience at the show. How was it? What stood out for you? What did you love? Did you have any quibbles? And what got you most excited?
Oh, you know what? I think it went for like 2.5 hours. And I was like, oh, I'm going to stand up. It's Kylie. I'll stand up for the first song, and then I'm wearing my heel boots. I'm going to sit down. I only sat down when everyone else around me, when they got to like the quieter, slower songs, sat down. I was up the whole night dancing, boogieing. I loved it from the moment it opened up to lights, camera, action. And I'm like, and I didn't want to know what was going to happen. I didn't want to know how it opened, but Facebook and Instagram, unfortunately.
Oh no. Don't blame other people. You looked at it. You shouldn't have.
I know. It was hard. It was hard. I couldn't help it. Anywho.
You can hear I'm bitter. Down there in the VIP section, you possibly could have got a laser in the eyeball too.
Absolutely. I could have. Didn't think of that. I must be more cautious next time.
But it was a brilliant opening, though, wasn't it?
It was. It was like it was all lasers. I did read. Funnily enough, I did read. I think the day before I went, someone was complaining that the set looked a bit cheap. That they didn't, that it wasn't an extravaganza like Aphrodite or like the Golden Tour or things like that. It was just a plain set with dancers and these big screens. And I was like, well, that doesn't sound like Kylie, maybe, you know, but I don't think they realized the effect was all the lighting, all the lasers, all the screens. It was sort of that to get you immersed in a different way. It wasn't about
very intentional, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and I'm interested in your opinion on this. Despite the fact that there wasn't all the people keep using the expression bells and whistles, which I'm starting to hate, because was it your impression though that it was still an immersive experience?
Oh, 100%. I kind of went in there excited because it was Kylie, but once again, it was just this experience. I was immersed. You know what I mean? To me, it did have the bells and whistles. You know what I mean?
It
Because
did,
the
yes.
lights, the confetti, the screens themselves, so you could not only see her, but see the imagery that she was trying to project through different songs and things like that. And her dances as well, like her dances, the way they had the band, it was all thought of well, I thought. I thought it wasn't like, oh, let's just put on a show. We're going to just sit in the middle and play us some songs. It was like, no, we've got these songs. They're a bit dancier. They're a little bit more like out there. And I remember I read I think it was on Facebook, Kylie did a brief interview and it was commented about what kind of vibe are you trying to give this to her? And she said, well, we're not going on a horse ride like we did in Aphrodite. I'm not taking you on a country joyride like you did in the Golden Tour. She goes, I don't want to use the word club, but it's like going to a big Kylie disco and just having a ball, and everybody gets what they want out of it.
Yeah, I think she used the word sleek, and I think that was a great word to use because it was a very high-end, polished show. What else stood out for you besides the opening?
When she did Confide in Me, I mean, I love that song anyway.
Yeah.
But the way she did that and her voice, like her voice always amazes me. Like she always used to. I remember because I've been following Kylie since I was like 10 or something, 10 or 12. And
it's only about 10 years ago then.
Yeah, only a few years. Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And I remember people saying, oh, they used to use that word singing budgie, and they used to say, oh, she can't sing live and this and that and other. And I've said to them, over the years, I've said to people that say, oh, you went to a Kylie concert, oh my God, and I'm like, but have you actually been to one? And I look at you and they go, well, no. I'm like, well, then you don't know what she sounds like live. Because when she did Confide in Me, for me personally, I was just standing there in awe of the way she hits those notes. And you kind of go, oh, on a CD or whatever record, you kind of think, oh, she's going to just do it over and over until she gets it right. But she's doing it the first time at that moment, and you think, wow. When she did that acoustic version of Say Something, I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm like, she should release this. This should have been like a B-side or something. Like, this is just like, this made that song completely different.
She did release the acoustic version of Say Something.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I must have missed that. On a single or?
I think it was something through Apple. It was a little. In fact, the Troye Sivan wrote a song called Cool.
Yeah.
And she sung Cool. It was in that same little what I would call EP. There was Say Something.
Investigate.
Maybe Magic.
I looked the other day and I couldn't see it, but maybe I'll
yeah,
try
because
again.
You can't find it on Spotify, I've noticed, but you can find it on Apple Music. I think.
I'm an Apple Music kind of person, so I'll
there
do
you
it.
Go. Investigate that for us. I could be proven wrong, but she definitely released an acoustic. Well, I don't know about released, but it was out there in the world. Yeah,
it was. Okay, because I felt like it was the first time I heard it, and I was just like, it brought total new life to this. A song that was, when it first came out, I was like, okay, this isn't bad. But then it sort of like grew on you.
Yeah.
And then when she did that acoustic version, it was like, oh, wow.
Now, did you love the disco medley?
I did, yes.
Yeah. Did
Yeah,
she
I
walk
did.
quite close to you? And I mean, because again, the bitter Tim is going to point out you were in the VIP section. I assume you got to be close to our idol.
I was I would have loved to have been closer because it did happen rather quickly. I'm not gonna lie. It was like 1 minute she was on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and then I noticed that she was going downstage, and I'm like, oh, there she is, and she would have been about probably 3 people away from me.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, she's just there, you know. But once
Come
again,
back, Kylie. Come
pretty much, I was
back.
like, come back, where are you going? And then my partner goes, oh, she's gone on that stage. I'm like, what stage? There's no stage. And then she pops up on this little round stage.
What, you
Prob-
didn't see that stage in your little snobby area? You couldn't see the round thing there?
I couldn't, darling. No, no. It was a little bit further back, so I didn't take notice
Well,
of
good.
it.
I hope you had a bad view. That's horrible of me. I
Rude,
was close.
rude.
I had a good eye line to the middle stage. I spent the whole 15 minutes before the show investigating. Is there some sort of contraption underneath that? How's she going
Yeah,
to get to that? Because I couldn't work out how
I
would she
should gonna
get
get
from
there.
there to
Yeah,
there. Anyway, she showed
just
us how
looked.
she
She just
locomotioned her
looked.
way
She
there.
locomotioned her way, and the fact
Mm,
that she did locomotion as well, I'm like, yay, you know, because there
you
was a
like
while
that?
there. Well, there was a while there where she wouldn't do locomotion for whatever reason. She had her issues,
I don't know.
and
She's done locomotion at most of the
she
tours.
has, yeah. But I think I remember she saying, I think it was Intimate Alive, I think it was, back in 98, I think that was. Someone shouted out, do locomotion. This was like the Adelaide show.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, not now. You know, and she kind of like dismissed it, like she didn't do it.
Really? But
Yeah.
she did do it at
But
the Intimate Live
she ended up doing it, I think, later on.
in the
I think,
green shimmy. Okay,
yeah,
but
yeah,
not
she,
in the
yeah,
earlier shows. Okay,
maybe,
okay.
yeah, it was interesting because I remember she did. I remember when they released like the live CD and it was on there. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
she did do it, you know.
yeah. She did it at mine. In fact, for the what was it, Kylie 25, she did the tweet to unlock. I think it was whatever it was called. She gave us a present of all the locomotions throughout the years from all the concerts. Did you see that one?
No, what? I haven't.
You're going to
Oh,
love
no.
that, Alki. Go and look up Locomotion compilation. It's
Okay.
official. Kylie's team released it as a present to the fans during K25.
On iTunes or just like on a.
It's a video on YouTube.
Oh, it's a video on YouTube. Even better.
Yeah,
All right. I
so
will.
it shows the evolution of Locomotion from the original video. Even I think the very second clip is going from the Australian version to the English version, and then tour by tour, all of them, including
Oh.
the one that I love the best is from Showgirl. I love
Oh yeah,
that one.
Showgirls. That's pretty amazing. That one.
Oh, maybe I'm not thinking of Showgirl. I think I'm thinking of Fever. Anyway, either way, it's a great watch. You're going to love it. I've hijacked your conversation. What else did you love about the show?
I love when she performed the new song from Tension 2, Good As Gone.
Yes, thank you for
Um,
saying that.
I I love that song when I first heard it. And I mean, I love the whole Tension project, the whole Tension era. To be honest, there's not a song that I go, oh really? Like I kind of listen to the albums and go, I like that. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And when she did Good As Gone, I think for me, it kind of gave it this new life.
What's your partner's name, Alki?
James,
James. How did James find it?
he loved it.
Yeah.
He is a Kylie fan. Not probably to the extent of moi.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up buying the ticket for his birthday because
Is that like when Homer Simpson bought Marge the bowling ball?
well,
Sorry,
yes and no.
that's a
It was
Simpsons reference.
it is a
Was that a
Simpson, and
gift for
I
you or a
appreciate.
gift for James?
No, it was a gift for him because I said at the time he wanted to get tickets. When the tickets first came out, he was like, "I'm going to get you a ticket. We're going to go. It's going to be wonderful." And I was like, "Oh, sweet," you know. And then he did like the pre-release. Oh, I couldn't get it. And then we tried. He tried like the Telstra pre-release.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it.
Oh.
And we were like, "Oh, okay," you know. And obviously trying to get seats, you know, together. And we couldn't do the standing because he didn't. The general admin was only standing only, and we didn't want to stand for 2.5 hours or 3 hours, depending on how long you get there. Because he has a bad back and everything. And I'm like, I get that. You know, I'm not. You know, I'm old. I'm not 100% either. So I'm like, that's cool. You know. And then when the actual release came out, he was like logged on. I think they got released here at like I think it was 1 in the afternoon or something stupid, and he was pin poised ready to go. And he messaged me at work and goes, I missed out. I couldn't do it. He goes, I could get a ticket if we wanted to sit apart, but to sit together, it would have been a case of sitting really far away, and he didn't want to. The entertainment center here, the stairs are really steep if you sit on the back balconies,
Mm-hmm.
and they're a bugger to get up and down. Trust me. And then I think I got paid that week. And yay for Afterpay. Gotta love Afterpay.
Yeah.
Um, and it was like I was like, well, let's just see what's available. And I just put, best available. I need 2 tickets, and it came up with them, and I was like, Afterpay. That's what Afterpay is for, and that's how I got them. To be honest, it wasn't.
Wow.
It was
Okay.
just like,
That's not your standard story for VIP tickets. Usually, you're first in, best dressed, but you waited and you were patient, and they came your way.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of
That's great.
people went general admin. Like I have a few friends that went, and they were like, oh, we got our Kylie tickets, and we're general admin, and we're gonna wait for 5 hours in line so we can be right at the front. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
nice. Like I used to do that when I was in my 20s and 30s, and now I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I
Like,
remember the days when we used to sleep in our sleeping bags sometimes, even for
yeah,
Intimate and Live, we had to queue.
yeah, that's it.
Alfie, tell me this very briefly, the crowd. Was it a diverse crowd? What I noticed was I was really surprised by there was young and old and, older women and the LG community, all of that. What was your crowd like in Adelaide?
agree, exactly the same. It was a mixture of young, old, and everything in between. I was actually quite, and I've noticed that even when the last concert I went to of Kylie's was the Golden tour. And even then, I remember I was sitting, where I was. I didn't get VIP then. It was just a normal. It was a good ticket, but I was down on the ground. I think I was still probably about 10 rows from the front, and I sat next to this elderly. I wouldn't say elderly. I think they would have been in their
50s.
50s, 60s, around. They were. And the lady turned to me and she goes, "Oh, is this your first Kylie concert?" And I went, "No." She
Oh,
was like,
look, she almost deserved an elbow in the face asking that of you.
"I know, right?" I'm like, "Excuse me, hello." Anyway, I
And,
didn't.
and what did you wear? Did you wear a Kylie t-shirt by any chance?
Actually, no. I wore my black boots. So I had a bit of a heel happening. I wore black chinos. I wore just a Versace t-shirt that I had got in Kuala Lumpur. We had just flown back from Kuala Lumpur that morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that, and I also had bought this black sparkly jacket, which was absolutely fabulous. And it was cooler weather when we came back to Adelaide. Like it was only like 23, 24 degrees.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't. I normally I do. Normally I buy the t-shirt and I put the t-shirt on straight away, and I'm like, look at me, look at me. But this time I was like, no, I had a whole look. So I didn't go that far, but
So look, I've pestered you enough, but I am curious. When you buy that merch, you buy a bit of a t-shirt or two. Do you ever wear them again?
yes,
You do.
all the time. Yeah,
Where do you wear them to an important conference at work, or where do you wear them?
all the time. No, no, I wear them out and about. Like I got to go to the shop, so I just pop on a t-shirt. Even if I'm just lounging around the house, I'm like, oh, I'll just put on Kylie.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the funny thing is I bought 2 t-shirts and I had asked for large, and you buy them and you check them and you're like, oh, that looks good. And then I had been sick, so I wasn't, soon after Kylie, I fell sick, so I didn't really look at anything. And then when I was well enough, I'm like, oh, I want to wear a t-shirt. And one of them was medium, and I'm like, oh, really? Am I meant to like cut off an arm, or how am I meant to do this? But luckily for me, they were a decent size. Like they weren't like the Asian medium. They were actually a decent. So, as long as I don't breathe too much, it's fine. But no, I wear them all the time. Like, I
Yeah.
know some people buy them and go, I put it in my closet. And I'm just like, but you just spent like, and the funny thing is, a lot of people, speaking of merchandise, a lot of people have said how expensive it is.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
$60, $70. But most concerts these days, I can't think the last time I've paid less than $50 for a t-shirt.
Hey, was there an official tour program this time?
No, there wasn't. No, there
Well,
wasn't. And
I was just thinking. I've spoken to about. I was there myself, and I've spoken to many, many, many people since who've been at the Australian League of a Tour, and not one of them have mentioned that. So,
no tour program at all.
is this the first time, maybe, that she's never had a program? Did Golden have a program?
You know what? I'm just trying to think. I
I
think
don't.
it
I
did.
don't. Yeah, maybe.
Actually, no, I don't think it did, come to think of it.
What's the go? See, Madonna's last concert celebration tour didn't have one either. I don't
No, I
know.
heard that as well. See,
Maybe
I
they're
love a good
becoming.
program. I love a good program because
Of course.
it's that little. It's not a T-shirt or something, but it's something that you can look back and go, "Oh, I remember these dances. I remember."
And that's why it popped into my mind, Alki, because a T-shirt, if you do what you do, which is a great thing, they'll wear out. But the program lasts a lifetime.
I do. I mean, having said that, I still have my Kylie T-shirt from the live and intimate shows.
Do you? I can't
I
remember
do.
what were those T-shirts.
It was just Kylie in like glitter letters, in glitter writing, basically.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
You know,
like
so
like the
and it had
same
like
writing that was over the DVD and the
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then it
yeah.
had like the tour dates on the back. So it
Yes.
was like it was that, but I wore it, and back then it was like 96, 90, how old, 96, 97, I think she was that tour from memory.
Oh, it was 98, actually.
98, you're right, actually. 98,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. But look, it sounds like you had a great time. Final question, Alki.
Mm.
Would you recommend the Tension Tour, and where does it rate against her other tours?
Absolutely. I think Carly is like fun, is like wine. She gets better and better with age. She looks like she's having a good time, which makes you have a good time automatically. Like it's not like she's there going, "Oh, here we go, song number 5 of the night." Was it better than her last tour? I think so because she keeps getting better. She aims for that perfection. She goes, "All right, last time we did this, what can we do to make it even better?" And I think the fact that this tour there was no theme, so it's not a cowboy theme. We're not going to Olympus and Aphrodite, and we're not going to fly on a horse, and we're not going to have a showgirl experience. This is just you, a Kylie fan, coming to a concert, and me just giving a banger of a concert. Like when she did, what do I have to do? The audience just leapt and screamed. Like I yelled like a little girl when I heard the start off of that song because I'm like, because it was unexpected. It was like, oh wow, she's doing this song.
Yeah, yeah.
And yes, she did Better Let the Devil and she did, but you kind of expect that because it's that song. But there's other ones to be like, even to put Confide in Me, yes, it was a number 1 hit and it did so well, but it was from, way back when, and then you think, wow, like it's come a long way, but no, I would recommend it, if she probably do it again here and came back for like an encore round, I'd be like, let's go.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
I wish I'd gone the second night. I really do, but I couldn't suffer another night in the Bates Motel where I was staying.
oh,
Otherwise,
fair enough.
I really would. Hey, Alki, it's been lovely talking to you. Please pass on my hello to James, and
I
I'm
will,
so
yes.
glad he
Thank you.
loved the show.
Yes.
And yeah, look, we're going to talk again soon because I reckon we're
Love
going to
it.
have new music before too long.
Oh, absolutely. I think so too.
Thanks, Alki.
My pleasure. Thank you. Have a good one.